Claude Design beats Figma 3 tests to 2, and the gap that decides it comes down to whether your design ships as real, clickable code. $4 a month is all that separates them on cost. AI design tools are shipping fast right now, so I'm putting Claude Design against Figma across 5 head-to-head tests to see who actually wins. The collaboration test is still ahead, and depending on your team size, it could completely flip which tool you should pay for. My name is Brian, and I'm in these tools 12 hours a day, so you don't have to be. Every figure here traces back to official pricing pages and Anthropic and Figma announcements. This one's for solo devs and small teams deciding where to spend $20 a month on their design workflow. Okay, test 1 is cost, and I keep hearing the same objection. People assume Claude Design is way more expensive because it's AI native and Figma's been around forever. So let's actually look at the numbers, because if you pick the wrong tool at the wrong price tier, you're leaving money on the table every single month. I pulled both official pricing pages side by side. Claude Design starts at $20 a month for the Pro plan. Figma's professional plan is $16 a month billed annually. That's a $4 gap at entry. Figma also has a free starter tier, which Claude Design flat out doesn't have. I couldn't find a published per-seat price for Claude Design on team plans, so that comparison just isn't possible right now. Figma takes cost. I thought this one might be closer, but Figma wins on both the entry price and the free tier, and that's a real advantage if you're just getting started. Figma 1, Claude Design 0. $4 a month sounds small, but multiply that across a team of 10 and you're talking $400 or $80 a year just to get in the door. Test 2 is output quality, and this is where things get genuinely interesting. A solo developer I know spent 3 hours in Figma Make trying to get a design that remembered its own button styles on the next edit prompt. 3 hours. That's not a workflow, that's a bug hunt. So which tool actually gives you output you can trust and iterate on without it forgetting what it did 5 minutes ago? What surprised me is how different the output types actually are. Claude Design generates working, interactive code. You can click it, hover it, scroll it. Figma Make produces a prototype inside Figma, which is useful, but it's still a picture of a thing, not the thing. And Figma Make is in beta, with community-reported issues where it loses track of previous design decisions mid-iteration. Both model tier claims are community-reported, not confirmed by either vendor. Claude Design takes output quality, and I'll be honest, I figured Figma Make would be closer given how many years of design tooling are behind it. But the beta memory issues are a real problem for iterative work, and clickable code beats a static prototype every time. That ties it up, 1 each. Claude Design 1, Figma 1. Test 3 is code export and ownership. Picture this. You just shipped a design in one of these tools, and now you need to hand it off to your stack. With Figma, you're exporting PNGs and then manually rebuilding the layout in code. That's hours of work per screen. The question is whether Claude Design actually closes that gap or just promises to. I looked at what each tool actually exports. Claude Design gives you HTML, ZIP, PDF, PPTX, a Canva export, and a Claude Code handoff bundle that packages the whole design as a single instruction your stack can run. Figma exports PNGs and JPGs, and there are community-reported issues with pixelated PNG exports at 2x. On ownership, though, Claude Design stores your project as an opaque blob in Anthropic's cloud until you export, while Figma lets you transfer file ownership to another collaborator cleanly. Claude Design takes code export and ownership, and that one I did not expect to be this clear-cut. The code handoff bundle is a genuinely different category of export compared to a PNG. Figma's ownership story is cleaner, but the export gap is too wide to ignore. Claude Design goes up 2 to 1. Alright, so Claude Design is up 2 to 1 right now, but collaboration and speed to ship are still on the table. And those 2 tests are exactly where a team of 5 could look at this score and decide the whole thing goes the other way. If you're not solo, the next test might be the one that actually decides your tool. Test 4 is collaboration. Think about what actually breaks when your design tool can't handle real-time edits from 3 people at once. You get conflicting files, you get version confusion, and someone on your team ships the wrong screen. That's not a hypothetical, that's Tuesday for any design team over 2 people. So which tool actually handles a live multi-person session? What I found here is pretty much a one-sided story. Figma is built from the ground up for real-time, multi-user collaboration on a shared canvas, with comments on frames and free viewer access on every plan. Claude Design supports org scope sharing and group chat, but it's a newer feature and nowhere near as mature. Figma also claims 95% of the Fortune 500 uses it, though I'll note that's a vendor claim and not independently verified. Figma takes collaboration, and Claude Design put up less of a fight than I thought it would, given how fast Anthropic is shipping. But real-time canvas collaboration is Figma's whole identity, and Claude Design's sharing features just aren't there yet. It's all tied up now. 2 each. Test 5 is speed to ship, and this is the tiebreaker. Developers tell me all the time that both tools claim to get you to a draft fast, so what's the actual difference? Well, one of them has a 15 to 20 minute setup cost every single time you start a new project, and that number matters a lot if you're shipping side projects on a Friday night. So here's what I found, and I want to be upfront that neither tool has a published speed benchmark, so this is based on community reports. Claude Design is consistently described as the quickest path from a described idea to an on-brand clickable draft, especially once your design system is loaded in, but that setup takes 15 to 20 minutes. Figma Make has zero setup overhead since it runs inside your existing workspace, which makes it faster for one-off tasks. Claude Design takes speed to ship, and I'll be honest, the setup overhead hurt it less than I thought it would. Once that design system is loaded, community reports say it's the fastest design-to-code path out there, and that's the use case that matters most here. Claude Design wins the series 3-2, so here's where Claude Design clearly wins. It generates interactive, clickable code, not static images. It exports a Claude Code handoff bundle that your stack can run directly. It reads your existing CSS and design tokens so the output actually matches your brand. And community reports consistently call it the quickest way to get from a described idea to an on-brand working draft. And here's where Figma clearly wins. It's $4 cheaper per month at entry and has a free starter tier Claude Design D just doesn't have. Its real-time collaborative canvas is the industry standard, used across 95% of the Fortune 500 by Figma's own count. There's no setup overhead for quick tasks, and file ownership is clean and transferable, with no opaque cloud storage holding your work. Okay, so the final call. I went in thinking the $4 price gap would be the deciding factor, but it just isn't. If you need a fast design-to-code path and you're flying solo or on a small dev team, Claude Design is your pick, 3-2. If you're on a team that lives in Figma and needs real-time collaboration, stay there. The AI features are catching up fast. Alright, so if you want to go deeper on how Claude Design itself has changed, I've got a full breakdown called Claude Design 2.0 versus 3.0 that walks through every update worth knowing about. And it's probably the next thing you want to watch after this.